Greetings friends, it's me, Wayman29, and this is a video going out to Church Fell Away. And this video is pretty interesting in that it's a fine example on how New Testament theology has saturated Old Testament texts and their meanings. And a lot of times when this idea of progressive revelation comes into play, distorting Hebrew literature, we forget to ask Judaism what they thought of their text. And this is a topic, again, on the Elohim. And this person here sees the Elohim as judges. However, when using Psalms 82, he fails to read the whole psalm. And when looking at the idea of judges, meaning Elohim, he again forgets to ask Judaism what they thought. I wanted to bring up my big shot Esword Bible program so we can all do this together. I'm gonna bring it down to partial desktop. I'll try to go slow so you all won't get sick. So just bear with me a second as I switch out. And partial desktop. There we have it, friends. We're gonna go to Esword. And right here in Genesis 1:1. Bereshit bara Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim. So Elohim is the Strong's word H430. So we look at H430 and we look at the references for H430. And we're going to bring up the dictionary. And as you can see, H430 in Occurrences, here it says to me that I have 2,605 occurrences for Elohim. God is 2,336 references, and it lists them all. Look at all these; it's amazing. So we go down the list. God's plural. 216, and these are all the references here, as you can see. God's with an apostrophe 7 times, judges 4 times, goddess 2 times, great 2 times, mighty 2 times, angels 1 time, Psalms 8:5, judge 1 time, 1 Samuel 2:25, and possibly even this could be misleading. So I'm going to come back up on cam. So there we have it. Multiple deities, the heavenly council. So I have the Jewish Stones edition, Kamesh, and I'm going to read what they say about this because the Rebbes have a lot of great things to say in their commentaries of their literature about how they perceive their divine. The commentary for 126, verse 126, let us make man. This preamble indicates that man was created with great deliberation and wisdom. God did not say, let the earth bring forth, as he did with other creatures. Instead, man was brought into being with deepest involvement of divine providence and wisdom. The Tugram of Jonathan, and God said to the ministering angels who had been created on the 2nd day of the creation of the world, let us make man. When Moses wrote the Torah and came to this verse, let us make, which is in the plural and implies God's, that there is more than one creator, he said, sovereign of the universe, why do you thus furnish a pretext for heretics to maintain that there is a plurality of divinities? Right, God replied. Whoever wishes to err will err. Instead, let them learn from their Creator, who created all. Yet, when he came to create man, he took counsel with the ministering angels. Thus, God taught that one should always consult others before embarking on major new initiatives. and he was not deterred by the possibility that some might choose to find a sacrilegious implication in the verse. The implication of God's response, whoever wishes to err, is that one who sincerely seeks the truth will see it. One who looks for an excuse to blaspheme will find it. So, let me go back up to my partial desktop, and we're going to take a look at Psalms 82. Get my big Esword Bible program up here. We'll go back to the I want to find the Psalm 82. We're gonna look at this from The Scriptures 1998 because they have the proper names rather than saying God or the Lord. They have it actually for the name. Elohim, Psalm 82:1. Elohim stands in the congregation of El. He judges in the midst of the Elohim. How long would you judge perversely and show partiality to the wrong? Give right ruling to the poor and fatherless. Do right to the afflicted and needy. Rescue the poor and needy. Deliver them from the hand of wrong. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are Elohim, and all of you are sons of the Most High. But as men you die, and fall as one of the heads. Arise, O Elohim, judge the earth, for you shall possess all the nations. So, God is addressing the heavenly council, El, as El, and he's saying that those there with him are gods, and they need to act like it, or they will be punished, and they will die like men. So, so that's kind of like a rebuttal. And the user, Church Fell Away, also uses the idea of when the divine says, I will make you a god, or unto Pharaoh. He leaves out the part, and Aaron will be your prophet. In the idea of the pantheon, in ancient Egyptian literature, we find that the Pharaoh was seen as a god. Here, Yahweh, in order to compete and have the battle of the gods, says to Moses, you will also be a god, and Aaron will be your prophet. Not that Moses was a god, but in Pharaoh's eyes, it would level psychologically the playing field, because Pharaoh views himself as a god. Moses comes in and is viewed as a god. Aaron is his prophet, and they duke it out in a religious competition, which are the plagues. So remember, friends, to go back and look at some of this stuff. The name El shows up in Canaanite mythology, and El was the head god at the source of the two rivers. By the time you get into the Baal epic, his importance diminish, but they still need to ask permission. They still need to ask permission of him. And you see Anat going to him and threatening him in order to have a temple built for Baal. So it's very interesting indeed, and I see, and many others, including Frank Cross, see that the Elohim as the heavenly council. In very few areas it can be used as judge. However, more often than not, it referred to God or the divine council. We find this in the debate on who would go to Ahab, where a council convenes, just as it says in the Jewish theology of the convening of when they make man. And also we see the heavenly council convening in the first sections of Job. So there is strong evidence that the Hebrew idea of it is much more authentic than the watered-down version of New Testament theology. So when we fail to compartmentalize and look at both views, we grossly misinterpret the literature and what the literature was trying to convey, and also the message that the literature was trying to convey, and the teachings. All these teachings are agata, and nothing was written that did not endorse or enhance a person's understanding of Torah. So it's all a tool, friends. So take care and be well. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.